Hello everyone, this is Venugopal. Today in this session we are going to see how to create thread in Java. So let us start by creating a new thread. For this we will create a new Java project. Click on Java project. Now I will give my name of project is multi-threading concepts. Click on finish. Now under this project I will create a new class. Let us create a new class. We'll give a package name as com.multi-threading in Java. I will give the name of the class as my thread. Sorry, it's my thread. Click on finish. So it has been created one class. Okay, so a Java concept, whenever you are going to create a thread, whenever you want to create a thread, there is two possibilities of creating a thread. One is either your thread should be extending from the thread class, or else you can implement this user defined thread from a runnable interface. So here in this demo we will see how to extend from a thread class. Thread class is a inbuilt class which is available in java.lang.thread class. You can see the description. Okay, so inside this my thread class, now there is one method known as run method which is available in thread class. Now whenever you are extending this thread class into the subclass known as my thread, which is a user defined thread, then it is a mandatory that you should override that run method in the subclass. So we will write the code for that. Run, and inside this we will take one task of suppose printing numbers from I equal to 1 to I less than equals to 5, I plus plus, a very easy task, and sys out. Here I want to print my thread. It's a text only. You can give any of the name here. Now this is my class where I have override the run method. So to see the description you can point out the cursor here. See, observe, it's displaying the text overrides what? java.lang.thread.run. That means this run class is inherited. You are overwriting from the thread class which is available in your thread class. Okay, now we will create one main method. So Control N. We'll create a separate main method, a separate class for to execute the main method. My thread main. Here in this class we will include public static void main. Now the first thing we will create here the object of this user defined class. It's very simple. Obj equals to new my thread. Now to execute this run method, right, we are having one method in thread class itself. Thread class contains many methods, out of which one method is known as start. You can call this start method. What this start method will do? This start method will implicitly call, internally call this run method. Okay, so let us see. Control S, execute it. Now you can see the output. It has displayed the output from 1 2 3 4 5 as we have executed the code. We have written the code for printing the numbers from 1 to 5. So it's very simple, right? What we have done here, we have created one thread, a user defined thread. There are two ways to create a thread. Either you can extend from the thread class or you can implement from a runnable class. In this demo we are focusing on extending from a thread class. And here in this user defined class, you have to mandatorily override the run method which is available in your thread class. Okay, now what we have done then, we have created the object of this thread class, and by using the start method which is implicitly called this run method, and we are able to see the output. Now what we will do, I will create one more class. Before that, we will see one thing here. What I will do, in this class only, let us call some more methods of thread class. As I discussed, like thread class contains many more methods. Out of that, we will take one method known as sleep. In this, as an argument, it will take a milliseconds. So whenever I'll try to call this sleep method, which is a static method. Sleep method is a static method. Why I'm calling this as a static method? Because I'm calling this method by using the class name. But here it throws an exception. What is this exception? Whenever you will call the sleep method, it will throw an exception of type interrupted exception. Okay, now to handle this kind of exception, we have already learned the exception handling, right? If you don't know the exception handling, please go and watch my previous videos of exception handling, how to handle the exception. So what I will do, I will put this code inside a try and catch block. In catch block, if I know the name of this exception, you can directly write interrupted exception. Or else, if you don't know, then you can write only what? You can write only exception and the object. Now here, suppose I will print sys out. And for example, it's a good practice to write the exception name here. We will display interrupted exception. Okay, so I have put this code inside the try and catch block. That means exception is now handled properly. Now observe carefully. If I run the program, what would happen? Now see, when I have executed, now it's giving the same output, but this time it is not printing the output in a one stroke. It is printing one by one. Why it is happening so? Because this time we have called a sleep method. What it will do, it will halt every instruction for 1000 milliseconds. That is the reason why it is displaying one after one another. Okay, now we'll see one more concept in this. Now what I will do, I'll create one more class here. Control C, Control V. Now I'll give the name as your thread. Now this is a new thread, new class. I've created a your thread. Inside your thread, again watch, it extends what? It extends again from thread class. The code is same as it is that we have taken in the previous one, but this time we will print here from 10 to 15, and we'll change this caption to what? Your thread, just to distinguish between two classes. Now what we will do, we will create a object of this your method. Now this time I'll give the name as object new equals to new and your thread. And finally, after calling this, we'll call again the start method, but this time using the object of your thread class. Okay, now see the what would happen if I run this program. Probably you might have guessed, but still we will execute and watch what will be the output. Now observe carefully. My thread 1, your thread 10, my thread 2, your thread 11. That means what? Now both the classes, both the threads are executing simultaneously. That's what the concept of multi-threading. What multi-threading says? Multi-threading means what? Executing multiple threads simultaneously. That is what we have seen here practically, how the threads are executing simultaneously. Okay, so this is what the concept of multi-threading that we have seen practically by creating a two threads. One thread is my thread which extends thread, then we have overridden the method of the run method, then we have applied here one thread dot sleep method to see the execution, how the execution is going to happen. Okay, so it will halt the execution of every sentence, every instruction for 1000 milliseconds. Sleep is the static method, right? Because we have called by using the thread dot, that is thread is a name of the class which is available in java.lang.thread class. Similarly, we have created one more class, right? This is one more user defined thread which is also extending from thread, and we have taken the same code, and from this we have created the two objects that we have called the start method. The start method is also inbuilt method of the thread class which is internally calls the run method. I hope you have got the concept of multi-threading, and practically also we have seen how the threads are executing simultaneously, right, which is the proven for the definition of multi-threading. Okay guys, I hope you have understood. Now for more videos, don't forget to subscribe my channel. We will meet in the next videos. Until then, bye bye. Thank you.